Kibji weather overview, looking at the 7-day average for precip across the lower 48 states. You can see how dry it is in Texas. Not a drop over the next 7 days in areas that have pretty bad drought conditions developing. And then it's going to be raining over areas that simply just don't need it, over Kentucky and Tennessee and parts of the Carolinas where they've had some severe flooding and the loss of life in extreme eastern parts of Kentucky over the last 7 to 10 days. Now, for our neck of the woods, we're looking at toward the coast around a quarter to a half inch on average, which is not a whole lot at all, and maybe an inch as you go a little bit further inland. But looking at the latest weather models, I'm not that optimistic for even the areas that are inland. In fact, when we look at the drought monitor in the northeast part of the United States, we're starting to see moderate drought conditions develop for northeast New Jersey. We're starting to see abnormally dry conditions take hold over much of Long Island and a lot of the counties in New Jersey. And then over eastern Massachusetts, we're seeing severe to extreme drought conditions. And this has happened over the last 6 to 9 weeks. Parts of New Jersey have gotten less than an inch of rain total for the month of July. Quite a dry time we've had. And the building heat over the last couple of weeks has sort of exacerbated this whole situation. Now, when we look at the day-to-day, obviously we've got some very hot weather to deal with tomorrow and again Friday, but not a whole heck of a lot in terms of widespread rain. I mean, the GFS model is showing a few scattered inland storms for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and they might try to approach the coast, and 1 or 2 areas might see them. But I think the vast majority of areas now that were, looking more promising for rain a few days ago, it's not really showing up on the weather models. Instead, it's just giving you garden variety type of storms through the weekend. And as we go into Sunday, those chances will probably diminish even further because the humidity will come down some, despite the fact that our temperatures will still be around 90 on Sunday and again on Monday. Now, another important front tries to come down by about Tuesday into Wednesday, and this front may tend to linger, and this actually gives me hope that our temperatures will come down to more seasonable levels after we get past about Tuesday or so. And that's actually reflected in the National Weather Service temperatures. But before we get to that, you can actually see it on the jet stream pattern. We have this ridge of high pressure that's in control, giving us the very hot weather. But then by the time we get into early next week, that starts to relax and break down, and we see a more noticeable pattern develop that happened earlier in the summer, where the jet stream was coming down from Canada and stopping the heat from really maintaining itself for more than 2 or 3 days. And I think that's what we're looking at over the next 5 to 7 days, with the crescendo of the heat happening Thursday with temps in the mid and upper 90s. But then Friday they come down a shade and look for maybe more in the way of thunderstorm activity. But again, my optimism has for rain anyway has waned somewhat since looking at the latest guidance. Now, Saturday around 86, it looks humid. And then we drop it down, the humidity levels Sunday, but our temperatures come up. So it's a little bit of a give and take over the weekend with diminishing rain chances by Sunday with that humidity coming down. And then Monday our temps come back up again. But you can notice now by Tuesday, mid and upper 80s with that front hanging around, that more important one. And when you look to the north, you can see the cooler temperatures starting to take hold. And here we are by next Wednesday with highs in the mid 80s. So a gradual step down back to where we should be this time of year after we get through this latest hot spell, which for some areas is turning into a heat wave, but for others is just high temperatures and just trying to maintain as we get through this relatively short period of hotter weather and sort of transition to a cooler period starting around next Tuesday.